recording this lovely
Way to
conversation.
go. Yeah, so we're pulling the entertainment stand out of the box, and he's taking a look at everything, and he's like, "Thank goodness you're here because I have no clue what the heck I'm doing." And so we're going through it, and he's like looking at all the different size screws, and he's like, "I'm just gonna put it in whatever hole I feel like." I'm like, "That is not how that works." Uh, but yeah, and then so we're halfway through, and then we're like moving the TV or center to where he wanted it, and then Amazon comes with his bed, and I'm like, okay, I'll give you like another hour and help you out. And the guy's like, good for you guys building the furniture, and he closes the door. And he's like, you don't think he like thinks we're a couple, do you? I'm like,
No.
Amazon's got you figured out now.
Nice.
That would be funny though. He probably does think you guys are a couple.
Probably one of my younger sons. So I used to live in Florida, and when my older son was younger, he came to visit and just hang out for a couple weeks. And we went to the grocery store, and my son was, I don't know, probably 3, 4 weeks at the time. And he's in the car, and we're pushing him around. We went grocery shopping while my wife was working, and this old woman looks at us, and she's like, "Good for you two." No, but okay, thanks.
Sorry, dude. Yeah.
Just say thank you.
Right. What part of Texas did you live in?
No,
Oh, I'm not in Texas. I'm in upstate New York.
Oh no, I was gonna say like
No, my friend. Oh, my friend. He was originally from up here too. He moved to Austin for a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
We're in Texas. We're in Houston.
We're in the thick of the humidity, man. It's already like we had like I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, if even that, of just like some days it was cold, and then sometimes it was hot, and then it would be freezing. And I was like, man, this is just annoying because you just get sick, right?
that's like
but
Wisconsin right now.
yeah. The bipolar, right? Yeah.
Well, it was like 92 degrees out today.
Yeah,
So
it was
it's come. Spring is here, and
Officially.
summer's about to be here.
yeah, was not fun.
The Texas summer. It's miserable.
It's pretty rough. But I actually have family up in Central Square, I believe.
Oh
Upstate.
yeah. That's probably like 10, 15 minutes away from me.
Sweet.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm in Liverpool or Clay, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's what 1 or 2 exits right up 481 for me. So
Nice.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
actually have a couple of other band members that arrived. They're gonna probably take a seat like behind us. They brought the pizza. They're running a little late.
nice.
Yeah, gotta get the munchies.
That's all
Okay.
right.
They're
We're just
here-
talking about weather and
Right.
building things.
Yeah, it looks like- it's like 1 second you're hot, and next second you're like wrapping up in hoodies.
It's true.
Right.
The bipolar weather. I feel like it's more bipolar all sorts of places nowadays.
Yeah, you just never know, right?
I
feel like
mean, California just got like 7 feet of snow in upstate California. So
wow, that is nuts. I can't ever imagine that here.
Well, what is it, March?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean, the most we'll get is like sprinkle.
Yeah.
what's
but-
the most snow you've had, Chris?
This year or in general?
In general.
In general, the snowiest year that I can remember, at least in Syracuse, was maybe like 140 some odd inches.
Oh my
A
god.
lot.
We've only
Yeah.
had like what, 2 snows in Houston? Like maybe
The
like
last 10 years.
6 feet in like every 10 years. Like
Yeah.
The Gulf keeps the snow away.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
man.
And
Yeah,
keeps
it
the
is.
humidity.
It keeps the humidity, yes.
It's super humid here. It's all good. We've learned to live with it. Me for 40 years.
Yeah.
So
We deal with it.
right. Elder
Yep, I
human.
deal with the Wisconsin stuff, that's for sure.
Right.
But then again, I don't want to move from here.
I don't know if I can handle that.
Wisconsin?
Yeah. Too cold for me.
This was like a great winter. We had like 13 inches of snow total, and that was like it.
Adrian's head was cropped out.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got someone cut off. So you guys are gonna have to get cozy together and
Yeah, man, we
like
gotta
act like you like each other.
Snuggle, man. Come on.
So like
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much for coming on, of course.
Yes, for
Yeah,
having
thanks for
us.
having us.
And if you don't mind, if you could please introduce yourselves and the role you play in the band.
Well, I'm Andre. I sing.
I'm Brendan. I play guitar.
Now I'm Adrian, and I play drums.
I'm Matt, and I play the bass.
All right. I don't think I'll remember everyone's name right away, but we'll see.
Give it a shot.
So could you give us the rundown on the Long Live the Lights origin story and how you came up with the band name?
Oh man. Well, I started trying to like put together a band, I'd say like around 2017. It was like, man, I want to play in a band again. I'd been out of it for a little bit. So, originally the name, I thought it was really cool. I can't remember what song it came from, but I heard like a song title called Long Live or something. And I was like, man, that's really cool. And then I thought, man, it would be cool to have like a phrase type of name, and I don't know, it just out of nowhere, Long Live the Lights made sense. I shot it over to a few friends and they liked it. One of my good friends, she was like, I don't think I could ever say that word like all at once, or that phrase at once. And I was like, she's like, I tried to say it fast like 5 times. So we kind of made a joke about it. But we just kind of stuck with it. And I put up a flyer, like a flyer. I wanted to put up a flyer, but I put up a digital flyer on Craigslist because I didn't know how to find band members, and just kind of put like a list of what I wanted, what I was going for, as far as like the sound and everything. And then Brendan just responded out of nowhere and just said he was like, "Hey man, saw your ad. Here's some of my music." And I was really excited about that because I was like, man, I don't have to be like the only songwriter. Like this would be great, just collaborating together. He had like 200 songs on
Yeah.
SoundCloud. And I was like, dude, this is great. So we kind of, yeah, no, it was great. And we ended up meeting, and the rest was kind of history after that. Everybody else kind of came together. But yeah, I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So I'm originally from Michigan. I moved
Mhm.
here like 12 years ago, I think it was in 2009 or 2000. Yeah, I think 2009. And I played guitar for a long time, like 20 plus years. And when I moved here to Houston, like I didn't know anybody. And so I just would kind of like just do demos and record stuff and kind of make stuff up. And it was random. Like one day I was like, I wonder if other people are out there who are interested in playing music. So, and I didn't know where to look. I don't know like flyers and stuff like that. So I just happened to go on Craigslist, and there it was. You know.
nick of time.
Yeah. And got together and just kind of started writing some stuff and played with a whole bunch of different people around Houston. Until we finally solidified the group that we have now.
Yeah.
That's really it. That's really about it.
It's
Yeah.
interesting. I think you're the second band we've interviewed that has met via Craigslist or started
Yep.
via Craigslist.
Isn't it crazy?
Pretty cool.
Like you never think that it's going to happen, because there's just all kinds of weirdness that'll happen. Like you'll get all kinds of like guitar players that'll respond to your ad, and then they'll send you stuff, or like,
It's buying stuff in general, though. If you meet somebody in a random parking lot, you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, what you want? $20, like.
it's funny, man. Like I didn't know exactly how to do it after that, because this is like the second band I've ever played in. I had an
Mhm.
original band that was a little bit heavier, a little more hardcore, years prior, and we had a good run. It was like a solid like 6 years, and we all just kind of, it was back then, it was like MySpace classifieds, and like pin the flyer at GC and see who responds, from
Right.
Guitar Center. So fast forward 2017, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So I just typed a novel of influences, the kind of direction, what I was looking for, what could and couldn't work. And that's kind of how it was. And I had never done that before. I was never very like detail oriented with stuff. So it worked out. So I'm glad that Craigslist worked in our favor. That aspect, yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, when the one band we told us they did it through Craigslist, I was like, that still exists?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it does.
Yeah. believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's still going strong. I guess I don't look for Craigslist stuff anymore. Now everything's like Facebook Marketplace and all
Yeah,
that.
that's the new
Yeah.
Craigslist.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
That's
It
the new,
is.
it really is.
Yeah, you mentioned you're from Michigan because I'm from Wisconsin. So do you miss anything from being from the Midwest, from your state?
Kind of. I
Yeah.
don't miss the snow.
It's the
That's for
cheese.
sure. Yeah, I don't miss the snow. Like here in Houston, since I've lived here for 12 years, I think it has snowed twice, and it's been like this much, like if
every
that,
10
and
years.
it's there for
Sure.
like a day, and that's about
Mhm.
it. So definitely don't miss that. But I mean, I have a lot of family still up there. So I mean, yeah, I've gone up there a couple times since being here. But that's really about it. That's really about it.
See, more reason to tour up this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hometown for heroes.
that would be awesome. Seriously.
So I saw that when you guys were forming the band, you used to sing cover songs.
Yeah, so when it was like, yeah, it was shortly after, I don't know, maybe like end of 2017.
Mhm.
We were jamming with the drummer here, and we had talked, we'd all met up, and it was like he kind of took the wheel as far as the plan, and he was like, you know what, man, let's just do some covers, let's jam with some covers. But I think he wanted to eventually become a cover band, make
Mhm.
some money, and then see if the original stuff would happen. And that was something we didn't want to do, but it
Right.
was just like, let's write it out, let's jam out, let's play some cover music together, you know. But immediately we started kind of putting these original songs together, and it was kind of hard for him to really grasp that. So it was like, this probably isn't going to work. Which there was no issues whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, he was super cool about it. He was like, "Hey, man, it's cool. When you guys are ready, to play some covers, just hit me up." And
Right.
We're not.
All right, no problem. Which no problem with those with covers at all. It's just like we didn't want to be a cover band.
Right.
So
What songs did you sing? Like what kind of songs?
I remember exactly what songs. I'll let you
A Day to Remember. I forget which song.
have faith in me,
Yeah, that was one of them. Story of the Year.
and the hero
Couple
will
songs.
drown.
Yeah,
I think that pops up on my memories like every
like every year.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, no, it's cool.
What else?
I don't know what other song we did.
There wasn't a lot. There was just a few before we
Yeah.
started like really trying to do our own thing.
Yeah. It was a very short period, and like then we just kind of kept jamming out.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things.
Yeah. So my next question, a couple of you, I don't know who all listened to more recent interviews of ours. You might recognize the question. We're kind of changed our question up, but it's how would you describe your music to a grandma on the street?
Well,
What two songs would you have Granny listen
I have to
to?
get the step in for shit. Get your little workout, lady.
Energetic, sometimes hopeful.
Probably reprise.
Reprise.
Yeah,
the
the
reprise.
newest
I'd give
one.
Granny reprise.
Oh yeah, definitely. The recent one.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how I'd describe it. I mean, there's so many different genres and labels that don't
Oh,
make
yeah.
it. I would just say a rock band. Like that's it.
Yeah, rock and roll. Right.
Yeah.
Keep
You
it
know
simple
what?
for
This is-
grandma.
Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple for grandma.
I've had these questions asked before, and people will ask me, well, like, what kind of music do you play? And I know if I can usually tell like what kind of music. It sounds like I'm profiling really bad, but I can tell that usually if somebody's like really into like what we're doing, and it's just I guess my spidey senses kick in. But I'll tell them like, look, we're a rock band. Sometimes we do a little bit of like the heavy stuff. Sometimes we do a little bit of like the brighter stuff. We have a lot of electronic stuff involved here and there. So if you listen to Linkin Park, if you're familiar with them, maybe that. Even though that's an influence, but I wouldn't say we sound exactly. Yeah, I'll tell them like if you like you know, Linkin Park, maybe you'll understand what
Yeah.
we're doing.
The closest, biggest band that
Right.
you've probably heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I tell
Not
people.
saying that we're like Linkin Park or anything, but you know,
Hybrid theory.
The old hybrid.
someone that would like they would know for sure. Like, oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a little like it's kind of hard to like place sometimes, but you know, we'll give them our influences and stuff like that. They're usually, some people will get it. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah.
Can you describe the band's writing process for us?
What's the writing process like, Brendan?
It has a big brain here.
Yeah. I mean,
He's the brain.
it's I don't know, it's not the same every time. Like usually between me and Andre, like we have a lot of different songs and just parts and pieces that we've made over the years. And like there's times where like I'll just send him like a 10-second snippet of something, like a guitar part or like a drum part or you know something, and then he'll take it and like you know turn it into something much better than what it was, but still kind of like keep the bones of what it was, I guess. You know, there's times where like you know he's had like a whole song or I've had a whole song, and we'll just you know we'll send it back and forth and just kind of tweak stuff and add stuff and take stuff away. But yeah, I mean that's the majority of it. We're getting ready to start writing a lot of newer stuff here pretty soon. And I think we're going to do it a little bit different where we're all kind of together trying to write a lot of stuff for the new stuff that we have coming out. But historically, for the songs that we have, like that's pretty much been it. Like I'll have a part, or he'll have a part, or a whole song, you know, and we'll just kind of pass it back and forth for a while until it just gets to what it is. And then we'll bring it here, and then like Adrian will, you know, turn the drums into like something good because I'm not a drummer and Andre's not a drummer.
Yeah.
You know, we know how to like program super simple basic stuff, and Adrian will just kind of like take it and run with it and turn it into something much better. Same with Matt with like bass parts, and you know we'll get like the bones of it, and then once we get everybody together, you know it'll kind of turn into ultimately what it turns into.
Yeah, it's cool because sometimes, a lot of times when I hear a song idea, I hear drums a lot, but I'll hear a chorus. So I'll get a chorus idea in my head. And a lot of times I'll just punch it in my phone because most of the time, if I sit down and I try to like just write from nothing, I'm there forever and I don't even know where to go. So a lot of times it happens when I'm on the go. So, you know, voice memos, I might go in and like hum like a part, you know, and then I'll go back and listen to it. And then I'll try to punch in, you know, some MIDI stuff, and I'll send it to the guys, or I'll send it to Brendan and go, hey, the piano key is my, you know, vocal melody that I'm going for. Stuff like that. You know, we've got years of that, you know.
A lot of like voice memos driving of like
Oh yeah.
and trying to decipher it. But that's like the best way to do it though, that you're in the moment and you got it, you know.
Yeah. We've literally had times where like we were trying to chop a song down. And it was like texting, voice memo, texting between Brennan and myself. And it was like, hey, make the guitar, you know, do this. And I would like mumble it, or, you know, back and forth, you know, yeah, something like, or the drums, transition the drums to go da 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 da, you know, and
GarageBand is also like really helpful.
I know. And then there's GarageBand. Yeah. But yeah, it's always like a hit or miss like that on the go, but it's always great when we all bring it together as a band. And then Matt will come in with me and we'll work specifically on vocals together. And he actually helped me cut a chorus for the recent song he put out, Reprise. We were sitting here and I was like, man, I don't think I have anything. I keep hearing this one phrase, and he's like, dude, that's the whole chorus. Just repeat it. Oh, okay, cool. So you know, so it's like, it took me like you spent 5 months on this one little part. Just do this. It's like, yeah, you know. So everybody kind of puts in their time in the process, and it's really awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Reprise, you guys had that produced by Aaron Sprinkle.
Yeah.
How was that working with him? I mean,
was-
he's helped
that was-
other bands like Amberlynn, Emery, and Story of the Year. So how was your experience with him?
that part was nostalgic as fuck. So like we had like the same work background. So like that gave me the kudos. I was like, oh yeah, we had the same guy. And,
Yeah.
like it almost and
Yeah.
It
a
was,
lot of other
yeah.
bands.
Yeah, pretty awesome, pretty surreal.
yeah, it
Um,
was.
It was like when me and Dre we went to Nashville and we were going to the studio and we couldn't find the studio and we had walked from like we Ubered from the airport to a restaurant and ate breakfast and then we like, oh, it's not too far from here, let's walk. So we walk and we get to the address and I'm looking around and it's like an industrial part of town, like a hidden like gym. But we're walking up and down the street. And I'm like, dude, I don't see anything that looks like a studio. Oh,
You thought we got
I was like,
catfished.
do you think we got catfished? And so Drake calls Aaron and he's like, oh yeah, man, I'm right down the street. He's like, just walk around behind the building. And we walk around behind the building and there's like this little black
He's just
door
sitting there all glory like
blank and it has we were at Spotify Studios and it had the little Spotify symbol on the lamp. But it was like
this little,
yeah, tiny little thing.
I never found it.
Keep it hush hush, but we finally found it and I was
Right.
like, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
Aaron wasn't AI. He thought it was AI. He was like, "Man, how many people can do AI?" I'm like, dude, we're good. Yeah, it was crazy how it happened though. Like going back to 2020, it was a really like tough time for the band because we were in the studio, we were trying to get this one song done. It had been worked on like I mean we had rewrote it 100 ways and it turned out good. But it was just such a tough time between COVID and trying to get out of the demoitis that bands can get into. And it was really, really, stressful. We didn't know what was going to happen. And, some things happened for the better and we had to, or for the best. And we had to like get back to a place where it's like, let's just be a band again. Let's just get back and jam. And that's when we met Adrian. And he came into the band and we hung out, we talked, and we started jamming. And there was like a lot of schedule, changes that were going on. And I was a little nervous. I was like, man, I don't know if Adrian's going to stick around because all this stuff keeps happening, but it worked. We recorded Far From the End. We used a really awesome producer named Jimmy Nieto, really awesome guy. And that was actually Adrian's idea to record the song. And we did that and we shot that over to Aaron. And it's funny because I think around like 2021, I added him on Facebook and I sent him a message and I was like, hey man, love what you did with like Wolves. Love what you did with Amberlynn, everything like that. And hope to work together someday. And he was like, yeah, for sure. Something like that. And I saw that he had posted. Yeah, I know. I saw. All right. I saw that he had posted he had posted like a thing on Facebook saying he was looking for bands to mix and produce. So I just sent him an email and shot him Far From the End. And I was checking my phone one day and he sent me a message and said, hey man, I really like what you guys are doing. Let's set up a Zoom meeting. And I about like fell on the floor. I was kind of freaked out. And so we ended up having this big like meeting together and it was great. It was awesome. The rest is history. So looking forward to possibly doing that again really soon. I think we're going to try to shoot for the summer.
Yeah.
He moved from Nashville to Seattle though, so we're going to have to go
We're
up there.
switching coasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going
Pretty
from
awesome.
Nashville to Seattle.
Yeah, I think that's originally where he's from and he moved back. I don't know the town. What's the name of the
It's Vashon.
Yeah, you got to take like a ferry to
Yeah.
It's an island.
yeah,
It's like very close.
right out of Seattle actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna work with him again here very
Yeah.
soon. Get some more stuff out.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Super fun. Awesome guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do want to back up a little bit because you said that you were getting ready to write some new material, and then thinking forward with that new material, are you thinking Is it going to be a singles game, or do fans have the opportunity to look forward to an EP?
That's kind of been like a struggle. I mean, like our minds have been quick to like these freaking little shorts. Like I mean, recently, I mean they've been like YouTube shorts, Instagram reels. You scroll down it. It's just like a scroll game. So I mean, like singles would definitely help, but I mean, like EP time, it's just a big like, here it is.
Yeah.
Well, it gets expensive, of course, because we're all DIY. We don't have any other outside funding
Right.
when it comes to trying to figure out, what's financially best. What can we do right now, And, do we sit stagnant for a while and, I guess we just let everything marinate and, write a whole EP, or, do we just keep them coming out one at a time? Right now, I think we've all kind of come to the consensus that like one at a time is working for us, just because nobody really knows who we are yet. So we can hype things up a little bit more, try to get more traction instead of like giving you the whole enchilada, so to speak, right off the bat.
I'll take quesadillas.
A lot of sound good.
Yeah, that's at least what we're trying for right now. We have pretty solid plans for the rest of the year on quite a bit more music, but just trying to stay consistent with we're shooting for singles, and
Hmm.
I'm sure down the road we'll do like a full length or an EP or something like that. But at least for like the first half of this year, just keeping it with singles.
Yeah.
For the time being.
Yeah. That's kind of the consensus we've had with a lot of bands we've had on.
Yeah. It seems like that's where a lot of bands are going. Like if you
Yeah.
look at a lot of really just massive bands.
It's just like I said, like the
Yeah.
attention span has just gotten so much shorter. Like we're interested in like little short stuff.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
what
yeah.
can we learn in 30 seconds? All right, cool, that video. And then it's like you scroll down and all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
hooked.
On to
Yeah.
the next thing. Yeah. 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 But yeah, like it seems like now it's mostly singles that are getting released. Just in general, So we're trying that and seeing how that works out.
Yeah, definitely. It was something that like we had to get used to, but I definitely feel like it's the best move for us right now as far as like building the band and getting out there. We spent like most of 2023 um working with Aaron and playing as many shows in Houston as we possibly could. I think we played like one show a month or like every other month just to get our name out there. And then going forward, it was like, all right, 2024, let's start, doing something regional, getting out of town and, spreading our word like that. Now that we've got these songs, I mean, of course we wanted to like release most of the music as soon as we had gotten it, but it was like, maybe we need to go into a different, plan of
Mhm.
sorts, and try to put this song out first. And then, so we had self-released, and it was like a self-produced song, Voice of Virtue. We did that one together as a band, and that was really fun because we all just kind of put it together and went with it and released that first, and then released Reprise second. So it was
Yeah.
awesome. It was great. But yeah, I think the singles thing for now.
It's
Yeah.
interesting with it turning back into a singles game, and I say back into because I feel like in the earlier days of MySpace, I feel like that was a thing, right? Like
Yeah.
bands would just put out their singles on a MySpace and let the internet take it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's almost back like that again, except you really have to put your own effort behind it for it to get noticed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like the internet isn't taking it anymore. You got to force it on,
Yeah.
force it out into the world.
Yeah, definitely. The whole what Adrian was saying about the attention span thing, um, it's like a content thing, getting your name out there. Uh, it has a lot of positives to it though, because it can get to everybody a lot quicker than
Yeah.
pinning a
Yeah.
flyer up here and there.
You can reach
Mhm.
to the other side of the world instantly, as
Yeah.
opposed to, oh, we're just out on the street passing out flyers right now.
Right.
Even though like organic reach, I'm very much so, I believe that that's important too, making connections with people and staying in touch and, staying connected. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
it's a big deal.
Seems like now everything's through social media, Instagram, TikTok, and that's where we're at. That's what we're trying to focus our attention
Trying to
on.
do that on lunch break, like when we
Yeah.
can,
Oh yeah. I'm always trying to promote the podcast and it's
Yeah.
tough sometimes. It would be nice if I had some business cards sent to me though.
Right.
Eventually, I'll send them to you. I had like 100 made out, and I haven't sent her half of them yet.
How could you?
I sent him the stickers we had made.
Right.
Well, I had made. I was like, I'll send you half my stickers. You send me half the business cards, and he hasn't done that yet.
Yeah. Hold them hostage.
I'm gonna put you on blast, Chris.
Okay.
So speaking of songs, out of all the songs you've released so far, which songs were the hardest to write and get right during the mixing process?
Ooh, for me, that's an easy one. The hardest one to write was the song Sirens.
Yeah.
Because it
Changed a million times.
changed a million times.
Yeah.
And that was, I forget when that was. That was like right at the beginning of COVID is when we like really started to get that
Dude.
song recorded. And we had another producer here in Houston and like really good producer and really good songwriter. And we were just kind of trying to write the song a certain way and kept getting a lot of different ideas and influences and would change it, and then we would come back next week and it would change again, and we could come up with another idea and it would change. And so it took like a solid
Man, it took a long time.
a year, maybe not a
Man.
year, but I mean close to a year just to get the song done. And we love the song, don't get me wrong. I think it's great, and
Yeah, it
it's
worked.
been our most well done song as far as like reach to people. But that song was definitely the hardest to write
was.
just because of how much it changed. And we just kept going in a million different directions with it.
It was
Definitely.
Demoitis 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely nothing like the original.
Yeah.
The original song is like night and day.
Yeah, it was crazy. My wife and I went to Europe. We saved up like over a year to go on this trip, and went to Rome. And I don't know if it was just like going to all the historical locations or whatever, but the first thing I heard I was just like laying in this super small like Airbnb in Rome, and I heard the intro to the song first. And I was like, hey, this could be cool. So what did I do? Of course, I just punched it in and came back home, and it was completely different except the chorus. The chorus and the intro remained like the same, but going back to what Brendan said, it took a long time to get that song where it is. I don't know how many. I probably have like 20 or 30 different versions of it that were sent out to us in Google Drive. Like, oh, I completely forgot we had it going that route, so
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. But
for mixing though, so you asked about mixing. So
Yeah.
the song Voice of Virtue that we put out like 2 months ago. So that was the first time we ever like self-produced a song. Didn't have a producer for it, like we did that ourselves. And so like learning how to, and like we're no like master producers, but like learning the technical parts of mixing and how to get sounds right and frequencies and like how to get it all to fit. That was probably like the hardest thing. And we're trying to like learn more and more about like producing, because like we love that too. Like we really enjoy songwriting and producing and recording and mixing. So we're trying to get more kind of into that too. So that was I mean, it wasn't like hard to do. It was just we just didn't know anything about it. So like had to learn. We had to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome though. I loved the whole process of that. It was great. Of doing voice, back and forth, just like working on the bells and whistles, as Matt would say, in
We
a
didn't
song.
have to wait on anybody either. It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
at our own pace.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Listen, they were like, yes.
Okay, yes, we're happy. Like, let's go.
Do it.
Yeah.
Send it back out. Yeah.
And it was done. It was awesome. It was a
Yeah.
great time.
So along the same lines, sort of, if you could collaborate with any bands or artists, who would you choose to collaborate with?
I think we all speak for Beartooth. Like,
Yeah.
I was literally
Oh,
gonna say,
absolutely.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say Caleb Shomo from Beartooth. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Stephen Christian from Anne Berlin. I'd like to work with him. I think he's one of my favorite lyricists.
Mhm.
So that would be awesome to work with him. But yeah, that's me.
Caleb Shomo would be my number one.
Right.
He is such an amazing songwriter.
He's
And
great.
we take a lot of influence from like the work that he's done. I think he'd be my number one.
I'd work with Dan Marsala. I totally would. He's an
I was gonna
awesome-
say, I can't believe you're not gonna mention Story of the Year.
Oh yeah. See, we made friends because we're both like super awesome Sodi fans.
Well, yeah,
And
I've been a fan since like 2001.
Yeah. Your memorabilia and your Sodi stuff just like completely demolished mine. I mean, you're the winner on
I
that.
don't even have that much. I'm not like, Mike Cronin or whatever.
Mike Cronin.
I don't have
Eternal
I don't
battle.
have a Sodi museum
Have
at
your own
all.
song, huh?
You were the
Just like this,
runner-up.
oh.
Yeah, no, it's cool though. Yes, definitely. I would collaborate with Dan and the guys. It'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
It'd be
like
fun.
this-
Yeah.
Like absolutely.
Super huge influence for sure, especially
Yeah.
for me as far as like being a songwriter, going back to trying to figure out what kind of music I wanted to play because I was sort of a late bloomer. And I'm telling you, I was like a late bloomer guitar player. I didn't really get, hone in on it till I was about 17, and I didn't want to really play the music that I liked at the time. I kind of wanted to do something different. And a buddy of mine who we jammed for a while, he burned me like a CD of like Thrice, Glassjaw, some of
Burned
the
a CD.
Mhm.
burned a CD.
I still burn
Deftones.
CDs.
Hey,
What's that again?
nothing
Haven't
wrong
heard
with
that
that.
in forever.
Keep it going.
He was like, "Here, listen to this." And I heard Thrice, early Thrice, like Illusion of Safety Thrice, and I was like just totally drawn into that. And I remember coming home at like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning or something, and I heard Until the Day I Die. Like I heard the riff that they always talk about that just happened out of nowhere, and I was like, "What is that?" And when I saw them energetic, in the video and, the singing and the screaming, I was like, that is what I want to do. That's it. So I got into them, the Used, Yellow Card, and the rest is kind of history. They'll always be an influence to me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, pretty much a fanboy until the day I die. So it is what it is. Maybe beyond, it depends. I don't know.
Never know.
Yeah. Just never know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
speaking of, if you were able to pick 4 bands to go on a dream tour with, who would you choose?
Under Oath for sure.
Under Oath for sure.
Would be Under
I
Oath.
didn't remember.
Yeah.
Beartooth
I would agree.
would be ideal.
Yeah, Beartooth.
Wait,
But,
okay.
I mean,
Oh my god. I
Uh,
don't know if we'd like
fucking
fit in
insane.
that show, but
man, honestly, like I would like to go
we
on.
already have 3, so we have
that's tough.
choose wisely.
You know what? Honestly, I listened to the interview recently of The Used would be great. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Damn, no, Pierce the Veil.
Pierce the Veil.
No, I wouldn't take the years out of Christabel.
Yeah, I would just, yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, girls will.
I mean, I don't
Christabel,
listen to
but-
Pierce the Veil, but like, I know they play arenas.
It's a loaded
like-
question, I tell you.
That would be pretty cool.
They're like, man, wait a minute. Their wheels are spinning now.
It looks like you're going to cycle out bands every 3 stops.
Yeah, right.
And we're the first to go.
I mean, each of you might have a different dream tour.
Well, I personally, I would like to. I listened to the interview and we were talking the other day, and I was listening to the home team, and
Yeah.
I would love to like go on tour with those guys, and I would literally
Yeah.
be dancing at every show because I mean I was sitting there like or I was running trying to listen to their music, and it's like I'm doing a shimmy at the track, and I don't even care who sees me because I love all their stuff, and we were listening to them on the way to the Haltom City show. I think it was
Yeah.
on the way there, on
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
back, and they
yeah.
were just awesome.
We played a
Just-
show near Dallas like a month or two ago, and like just listen to them like half the way there. It
It
was like a 5 hour drive, and just kind of
It was
listen to them.
Ooh,
I'd go on tour with them.
I would go on tour with Let Our Kills.
Ah,
Ah,
they're actually coming here. They're playing in April with.
Maylene and the Sons of Disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
should
just-
walk up. Like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, let's, mind if we tag along?
I just saw Beartooth like a week
Yes,
ago
I have.
here in Houston, and that I'm like stuck on them. They would be like my #1 choice. That was such an amazing show.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, so now we get into a little bit different, and I'm going to call it more fun questions, right? So this is a little more out of left field. So the setup for this one you may have heard me do before if you listen to another interview that we've done. Johnny Depp says he got his inspiration for Jack Sparrow from Keith Richards. Do you have an inspiration for your stage presence?
Ooh,
Definitely a Jack Sparrow. I mean, like,
We were like just talking about this.
yes.
so,
I love this question because I did hear it listening to one of the episodes.
Yeah.
I was answering it on my lunch break, and it was awesome. For me, I gotta be honest, I love going like back to the golden era of like the 80s. I love some of the singers of that time. I mean, just seeing how they were in the zone. Michael Hutchins from NXS. This is completely in left field, so I'm just being, honest about that. I thought he was a great front man. I mean, you can't go wrong with Freddie Mercury. I can't sing like him, but I love seeing the confidence and the engagement on stage. I mean, if you watch the 20 minutes of Live Aid that changed the world, I mean, come on.
yeah.
Early 80s Bono, I thought he did really awesome as a front man. I mean, especially in the Joshua Tree era. So I look kind of towards that as an inspiration. And as far as singers, I mean, Chester Bennington, Dan Marsala, I mean, just the way they are on stage and how they interact with the crowd, they get personal. That's kind of where I'm at with where I draw my inspiration from.
Yeah.
Maybe
The
Jack
confidence.
Sparrow sometimes.
A little bit of Jack.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean a little bit of Jack Daniels?
won't hurt anybody, I guess.
It helps the confidence.
So
I don't know.
does anyone else have inspiration for their stage presence?
Like,
I know it's tough to answer when you're like a drummer. I know the drummers have had a hard time answering that one because they're like, I don't know.
I always looked up to Eric Gillespie. I mean, like his energy, the way he's able to play throughout the whole fucking show. I mean, he's off the wall. Like his hair is up and down the whole show. So like, just get nasty with it. Just freaking
Yeah.
hit hard. Feel the environment.
the bass player, is it Fit for a King?
The one that
That
talks
dude that
about
does
it out the
like
whole
he does
time.
like these fucking circles. Like
Yeah.
I would fall over. I don't know, but somehow
He's
Man,
elder
just
emo.
like-
He'd break his hip. That's what he's saying. It's gonna need
know,
some icy hot the
I
next
would
day.
lose my equilibrium and hit the ground. Be bad.
He just
Yeah.
needs to do yoga. That's all. He'll be good.
But I like watching him. He's cool, and the guy who plays for Beartooth, Oshi Bashar, he's pretty rad. He holds it down pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Just like taking pieces from all those people and like making your own
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys
Yeah,
that
Jess,
like they're crazy.
Jess, I will say, out of all our interviews, I'm really shocked we haven't gotten from a single elder emo. We haven't gotten Adam Lazara from anybody yet.
But why? Ugh.
But why? because if somebody tried mic swings, they'll probably pop themselves in the head.
You know what?
For sure.
Now that you mention that, I used to want to do that so bad, but I just felt like I was gonna like make one of my earlobes bleed forever. Just like wow, you know. It's like
Hey,
trying to learn
Matt
to do-
Shelton from Letter Kills was really good at mic swings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right.
And I remember the singer, I can't remember his name, from Aiden, the band Aiden.
Oh yeah.
He did
Yeah.
mic swings a lot, and I actually have pictures from a show they played at the rave, and he actually hit himself in the head and was bleeding. And
just-
he kept going,
Oh,
and
really?
he's wearing all white too,
Oh,
and so it was
nice.
blood
Yeah.
everywhere.
Perfect.
I'll have to find those pictures and I'll show it to you because
Absolutely.
yeah.
Where do you draw your inspiration? Guitar player?
I don't know. Like that's hard for me. That's a hard. I don't know why that's such a hard question. Like look at the guys in like Under Oath, Story of the Year. Like those guys go like from like to the extreme on their stage presence, But
yeah.
like I'll look at like I don't know, like the guitar players in Beartooth, like I keep talking about them, but and they're like not on the total opposite end, but not as like extreme and just kind of like take parts of both of them. But like I think that like the confidence that they show is like everything, like they're able to connect with the crowd and the people and in their own ways and try and take pieces from all those different people and like turn it into my own thing.
Yeah. It's like learning how to dance.
I don't know why that's like the best way I can describe that answer.
No, it's
So
cool.
you're just a
All
mixed
good.
breed dog
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
a guitarist.
There you go. Add him to the 45-pound mutt tour.
Yeah.
We're getting the bands
There we
all in
are.
on that. So if Long Live the Lights was a team of superheroes, who would each member be?
Oh, I like Batman.
Batman.
So we got Deadpool and Batman.
Oh, you would be Spider-Man for sure.
Yeah.
You already dressed up as
I was Spider-Man for my son's
Brandon would be Superman.
4th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he goes.
Aquaman.
Clark Kent.
It's the glasses.
See, yeah, Spider-Man's cool. I might be Spider-Man coming up pretty soon. There's a comic, a comic palooza event coming up, and it's like the first one I'm going to be able to take my son to. So I'm super excited about it.
You guys could just play a show sometime and just dress up as all those superheroes.
That works.
I would
Why don't we do
fucking
that?
die.
We could do that.
I would die.
You gotta get together like a
Get
Halloween
caught at
show.
fucking video and, like I move a line like
With
a
the mask.
costume. Yeah, I feel like
Suffocating. It would be suffocating.
That's funny.
Asking
Yeah.
where I am.
Superheroes for sure.
So we have one other different question. So if you could describe your music as a type of soda, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
Dr. Pepper's got 23 flavors.
Damn, that's a good answer.
Probably like a fine beer, like what do you keep
She
drinking
said
it?
soda.
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 Mr. Pibb. That just came to mind.
The old school.
That was the
yeah.
first thing that came
Yeah.
to mind.
Because
I
it's
would
like,
say the old school one
old
with
school.
the old school like cherry coke.
Yeah.
Man, I would say like orange sun-kissed.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Mixed flavors once again.
I think it's
Strawberry.
I think it's the little season talking.
Hawaiian punch.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
When I hear Mr. Pibb, I envision like
Hey, what about Mellow Yellow?
80s, like the 80s.
What about Mellow
We do
Yellow?
definitely have some 80s flavor in our
Yeah.
music for sure.
It's 80s. It's
Like the
Mellow Yellow,
lights and the
baby.
neon, like we kind of go for that a little bit. So I'm going with Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's
When
80s,
when did Mr. Pibb come out, Chris?
Even
like,
You want me to look that up? God, Mr. Pibb is old.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
say 89 or 90.
Was it out before Dr. Pepper? Because aren't they like pretty much kind of the same thing?
It's
Yeah.
kinda-
1972.
wow.
Damn.
Dang,
Well,
Who knows
Mr.
that
Pibb?
old?
We're that old, huh?
Think for
Well,
yourself.
a whole 20 years.
I kind of am the elder emo of the band. So
I'm the elder emo of the podcast.
nice.
The elder
We're not
elder
that
emo.
far.
We're not that
God.
far apart.
It's been 84 years.
So one last thing. I believe we originally connected when we were prepping for the interview with Shane Told. We posted if anyone had any questions they want to ask him. You did ask a question. Did you watch the interview?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, I was at work and I kind of got embarrassed of my question.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I was going to ask how did it feel hearing Shane answer and react to the question.
You know, I got a little like happy embarrassed, but it was all good. I just kind of laughed. I was like, oh man.
He got thrown. He definitely got thrown by the emo seasoning.
I love it. I love it. That was
He
the
was like, emo seasoning, what?
yeah. I listened to him talk about how he learned how to like warm up and scream and sing. And I thought that was really cool. You know, he was like, man, I used to just drive out to like some random field or something like that and just, you know, do it. And so I don't know. I thought I would ask about the emo seasoning and stuff like that. So yeah, the reaction kind of made me like embarrassed and laugh at the same time. So, you know, is what I'm just being honest.
Hey, at least when we asked the question, we said, "Long live the lights" wants to know, so
Ah, hey.
everyone's involved.
All right. Drop the name.
Name drop.
Name dropping.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Yeah,
That was yeah.
I was a tad embarrassed, but I deserved it. So
But yes, we'd like to thank you for coming on the podcast because we sometimes forget to thank people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're really good at thinking.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm super stoked to be a part of it.
Yeah, it
You
was
know,
awesome.
you
Thank
guys are great.
was great.
I love seeing all the stuff and all the bands that y'all are going to be
Mhm.
working with. I was like, man, this is awesome. So we'll keep spreading the word.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Oh
Somebody.
yes, we need as many people to share as possible. We really just want people to like hear the interviews, you know, and get to know some of the bands that we have gotten to know, and even like the smallest ones.
Yeah. No. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you guys.
Is there anything you'd want to add before we cut the feed?
We have a new song coming out March 22nd. Look out for it.
Spilling the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I
Yeah.
say the name?
No.
Let's wait.
Yeah, it's looking like the 26th for your release.
March
So then-
22nd, Paradigm.
So we just released a new song. It's called
Oh, yeah, I
Paradigm.
guess it's gonna be out.